personal, dog. Dog, Rod, if you guys are who y'all supposed to be, bro, y'all need to be the Packers, dog. Like all jokes aside. Like all jokes aside,
Agreed, though.
if
Agreed.
y'all who
Agreed.
y'all supposed to be, bro, y'all have to beat the Packers, dog. Like at this point now, it's getting to the point where we get to these points where we have these Cinderella teams that do stuff that we didn't expect them to do, and then they exceed our expectations. But because you exceeded our expectations, now you have to match those expectations. If you are the team that you're supposed to be, if you're going to be the team that we supposed to believe in, if this is supposed to be a new Dolphins regime, you guys have to beat the Packers, dog. Like facts, bro. Like it's not even. It shouldn't even be a discussion, dog. So, what are your thoughts on this game coming up, bro?
Oh no, Herbie, man, I completely agree with you. I mean, at the end of the day, right? Like the whole point of this process is to see how far we can go with Tua and with the team and the players that we have. And listen, the Packers right now, you could say they're streaking, right? Like they beat two bad teams in their realm. They've kind of started getting things together on offense, but at the end of the day, Herbie, we're the better team. What I mean, I don't know if it's I don't want to call Tua a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. I'm sorry, Dolphins fans. Even though all the numbers will say it, I can't really say that. But at the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers hasn't really been Aaron Rodgers this year. So at the end of the day, it's not like now he can still give you one of those games. And this is one thing I'll say, Herbie. I have lost all faith in my defense, dog. And I know the Packers offense hasn't been good. I think they're ranked like middle of the pack. So that's the one thing that worries me about the game, Herbie, is that that's the reason why I don't think the Dolphins are a Super Bowl team, Herbie. Like I think we are a playoff team. I believe we're gonna win at minimum 2 of the next 3 games, but they gotta go prove it. And they've been inconsistent the last few weeks. Like we played the silver lining, the lone silver lining last week, Herbie, is that we played well. Like we lost, but at the end of the day, we showed up. Like the 2 weeks prior, we didn't really show up, but we showed up and we gave when the Dolphins show up, we can compete with anybody. But at the end of the day, you got to close the deal. And the Packers are a team, you're home. The Dolphins at home this year, we've only lost one home game, and that was one of the games Tua didn't play. So this is a game that you got to have if you are a team that believes you can go into the playoffs, can go on the road and bang with the heavyweight powerhouses of the AFC. Because at the end of the day, Herbie, if you make the playoffs, you want to know who you're getting in the first round. You're getting either Joe Burrow and the Bengals, Josh Allen and the Bills, or Mahomes in Kansas City. Now, I will.
In that situation, sorry to cut you off. Who do you want to
Yeah,
see in that situation? Who's the team that you want to play the most? Because the funny thing about it is, there's a storyline for every situation, right? The
right.
Bengals, you can say that you only beat us because Tua got hurt. He had that crazy concussion that we all see where his fingers got locked up. The Bills, you can say, hey, it's 1-1, bro. It's Rocky. Like, you got
Right.
us,
Round
Apollo
3.
Creed, Rocky 2, we got that. You know what I'm saying? We got the we both won, bro. So you know what I'm saying? You can say, hey, we're not scared of them. Then you have the Chiefs. At the end of the day, you have to go through Kansas City to ever be taken serious, dog. So, which one you want, Rod?
You want to know? I mean, I don't know if this will surprise you, Herbie, but I'll take Kansas City. Give me Tyreek coming back home to try to take down his former quarterback. And this is the reason why I'm gonna say that, Herbie. It's not that listen, Patrick Mahomes, best player in football. We've all seen what this nigga could do. But if I think about the entire team in terms of the Bills and the Bengals, I think are the most complete team in the AFC. They have the offense and their defense is legit. They have a legit ass defense. The Bills have Josh Allen, who's equally he's probably the one guy you say is on the same plane. Maybe Joe Burrow too. Though all 3 of those guys are at the top of the list. And then when you look at it, Mahomes is Mahomes, but I think out of all the defenses, I think we have the best shot of running up a game on them. I
You
think
know the irony though. The irony is that you guys actually match up the best with the Chiefs, which is the most ironic part.
bro, give me Kansas City. Let's get Andy Reid versus Mike McDaniel. I think that could be an awesome. I think that would be a great playoff game, Herbie. And I think we actually have a shot. Whether we pull it off, listen, if Mahomes gets the ball last, you already know what's gonna happen.
But you know the thing about playing the Chiefs though, there's no other worse loss than losing to the Chiefs, bro, because they break your
Yes.
back. Like they're the new Patriots. Like when they
Yeah.
beat you, it hurts because you think of every single opportunity that you had in the game that you didn't execute on, bro, and they take advantage of that, dog. Like
Completely, bro.
and that will break your heart, bro. So I'm happy I'm not an AFC West fan, bro. Like, I'm happy I'm not a Broncos fan. I'm happy I'm not a fucking Raiders. Good God, I'm happy I'm not a Raiders fan. Jesus Christ, and I'm definitely not. I'm happy I'm not a Chargers fan because the way that they They're 15, bro. This man has never lost a road game in his own division since he's been drafted, bro.
Unbelievable. That doesn't even sound real.
It
Like,
doesn't. He's 15-0. So that's the only thing, right? The Bengals. This is okay. So this is the highest honor I could give you guys before we go to break. You guys could literally beat all three of those teams. You're at that level.
yeah.
Now it's gonna be on Mike McDaniels to get his head out of his ass and just go with the flow of the game to
Yep.
take advantage of what you guys have as it is, bro. Um, if you if you had any issues going into the playoffs, I know you say your defense. What exactly about your defense, other than that? And if you have any other issues going to the playoffs, what would they be?
Well, going into the playoff, when it comes to the defense, Herbie, to be honest with you, I know there's a lot of Dolphin fans. They want to fire Josh Boyer. I know
Who's Josh Boyer? Who's Josh Boyer? For people
Josh
that
Boyer
who
is our
don't know.
defensive coordinator.
Okay.
He's actually a holdover from the Flores regime. Because the defense played so well with him as a coordinator. Obviously, Flores was probably the main one calling the shots. And I think a lot of people are seeing more of that this year. But I do wanna push back on this. We've had a lot of injuries, Herbie. It's like we've lost like a good 5-6 starters on defense, and we've also lost some good depth. So at the end of the day, we're relying on a pass rush that was never really our strength. Like, people have to remember what made our defense so good the previous years on the floors was the fact that we had Xavier Howard playing at a high level. He's been bad this year. He's one of my favorite players on the team, Herbie, and it hurts me to say this. He's been trash. Like, Xavier Howard has been trash, but they demand a lot from him. He's probably a cornerback that gets there's more demand from him, maybe more than any other corner, just because of how he's played in the past. And then you have Byron Jones on the other side, who on his worst day is a solid corner. Like, Byron Jones ain't gonna catch you picks, but he can lock a nigga down. So when you got two guys who can lock down your first two options on most offenses, that gives your defense a lot of room to play with, and that's what made us good. We don't have that this year. We actually have
Hey
to play
man,
real
one thing
defense.
about Byron Jones, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. And again, maybe people might take this as a shot because as a Cowboys fan, I have a very long familiarity with Byron Jones.
Of course.
This man has no impact on the game, bro. Like, what this could have, I forgot that man played for y'all niggas, bro. Like, I haven't heard this nigga's name in like 2 years, bro. Like,
He
I don't know
hasn't
if
played.
that's
He hasn't played a single down. He hasn't played a single down. He's been on the PUP list all year, bro.
that's another thing, bro. There's two things about Byron that you could guarantee, bro. There's death, taxes, and Byron Jones either not ever catching a pick or Byron Jones just not playing, bro. That's the Byron
Bro,
Jones experience that you guys gave him $30 million. I want to say guaranteed to get.
bro. And you want to know the worst part is they keep like when they ask the coaching staff and shit about it, they keep dangling the cheese, Herbie. Like, yeah. He's getting ready to play. Yeah, he's gonna be good. It's just like at this point in the season, we're just like fans
Who
are like, shut the
cares?
fuck
Who
up, man.
cares, bro?
He
Like that
ain't
nigga's an
coming.
afterthought. He's an afterthought, man.
He's an afterthought. And Herb, he's not gonna save what we have because we've lost too much.
Okay,
So
last thing before we go to break.
yes,
So
sir.
far, your opinion on Bradley Chubb, because that at the end of the day, depending on what you guys do, if you guys don't get to where you want to be ultimately, and I'm not talking about this season, I'm talking about within the next 2 to 3 seasons, people are going to look back at that Bradley Chubb trade. So where are you on it now? And again, this is just now. He could turn into fucking Michael Parsons or Lawrence Taylor next year, right? Who knows? But I'm just talking about right now. What is your opinion so far?
Well, to be honest with you, Herbie, we started getting more sacks when he's been on the team. Like, we've gotten like almost double the sacks and in less the games with him playing. So here's the problem with Bradley Chubb and our defense in general, Herbie. We got guys that pressure the quarterback. Him and Jalen Phillips are getting pressures, but they're not getting sacks. And that's what's hurting us. I don't know what you do about that, Herbie. I don't know if it's the way they're coaching things, but at the end of the day, I'm not upset about the trade because he hasn't played badly. It's just that the impact, he's had an impact, but it wasn't what we might have thought it would have been. And, I mean, we'll see going forward, Herbie. Like, when we have a healthier secondary, when we have guys that can actually cover, we got special teamers in our secondary, Herbie. Like, we're rotating safeties every game. Like, it's at the end of the day, Javon Holland is probably the one quality player we have back there this year, and he's stuck covering up for everybody, so he can't even play as effective as he normally can. No Brandon Jones. X is playing like trash. It's so we'll see going forward when we have a healthier defense, his impact, because I think he'll make a bigger impact if he actually has guys that can cover. Because niggas are just wide. Like, I just feel like in the Dolphins defense, niggas are always open. Like, I feel like niggas are always open, bro. Like, we played better defense.